Yes, affirmative.
New construction options. Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Construction complete. Building. New construction options. Unable to
Report
comply.
lead.
Building in
Affirmative.
progress.
Yes,
On
sir.
hold.
Affirmative.
Cancel.
At once.
Training.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Affirmative. Ready and waiting. Very
Training.
well. Awaiting orders.
Unit
At once.
ready.
Reporting.
Training.
At once. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Agreed.
Training. Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
At once.
Training.
Awaiting orders. Agreed.
Unit ready.
Reporting.
Training.
Agreed. Agreed.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Unit
Reporting.
Training.
Very well.
Unit ready.
Very well.
Training. Unit
Reporting.
ready.
Very
Training.
well. Agreed.
Unit ready. Training.
Reporting. Awaiting
Unit
orders.
ready.
At once.
Training. Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Training. Construction complete. New construction options.
Ready and waiting.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once. Agreed. Of course. Of course. Affirmative.
Unit
Of course.
lost.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Agreed. Yes, sir. At once. Report affirmative. Report very well. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Of course. Very
Construction
well.
complete.
Agreed. At once. Very well. Affirmative. Agreed.
Unit lost. New construction options. Building. Unit lost. On hold.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Cancel. Building.
Yes, sir. Very well.
Construction complete. Building.
Report agreed. Very well. At once. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once. Agreed. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit
Very
ready.
well. Reporting.
Building.
Ready and waiting. At once. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Agreed. Affirmative. Of course. Yes, sir.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Very well.
lost.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Building.
Ready and
Construction
waiting.
complete. Building.
Awaiting orders. Waiting orders. At once. Agreed.
Unit ready.
Waiting order.
Building.
Report agreed.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
On hold.
Awaiting
Acknowledged. Building.
Yes, sir. Agreed. Agreed. Reporting. At once. Awaiting orders. Very well.
Yes, sir. Waiting order. Yes, sir.
Construction complete. Building.
Acknowledged. At once.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Agreed.
Yes, sir.
Awaiting
Vehicle
orders.
reporting.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Report affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir.
Ready and waiting. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Comrade. Affirmative. 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 Waiting order.
Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Our base is under
Yes, sir.
attack.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete. Cannot deploy
Affirmative.
here.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Comrade.
Building.
Comrade. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction
Awaiting
complete.
orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Awaiting orders.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Report acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Building.
Vehicle reporting.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Waiting
Unit
order.
ready. Construction complete.
Yes,
New
sir.
construction
Affirmative.
options. Building.
Awaiting orders.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Building. Repairing. Repairing. Unit repaired.
Vehicle reported.
Insufficient funds.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
Vehicle reported. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Comrade, yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Acknowledged. 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 Acknowledged.
Waiting affirmative. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Vehicle report.
Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Is under attack.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Vehicle acknowledged.
Reporting.
Construction complete.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Repairing.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Yes, sir.
Unit repaired.
Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Vehicle report. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Repairing.
Yes, sir. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building. Building. Construction complete. Unit repaired.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Waiting order. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Building.
Awaiting orders.
Yes, sir. Comrade.
Vehicle reporting.
Unit
Affirmative.
repaired.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Repairing. Unit repaired. Unit ready. Building. Repairing.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Yes, sir.
repaired. Repairing. Insufficient funds.
Comrade. Reporting. Comrade. Yes,
Repair.
sir. Acknowledged.
Unit repaired.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete.
Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir. Comrade. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
New construction options.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Reporting. Waiting acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, acknowledged. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged.
Acknowledged.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Comrade. Waiting order. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Repair.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Comrade.
Building.
Acknowledged. Waiting order. Affirmative.
Our base is under attack. Repair.
Yes, affirmative. 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 Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Spy plane
Affirmative.
ready.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Select target.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Waiting order. Yes, sir.
Base
Waiting
is under
order.
attack.
Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Report. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Comrade. Comrade. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Waiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Preparing.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
prepared. Preparing. Our base is under attack.
Acknowledged.
Unit prepared.
Affirmative.
Preparing. Unit repaired.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Comrade. Affirmative.
Preparing.
Reporting. Very well.
Unit prepared.
Comrade. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Preparing.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit prepared.
Comrade. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Spy plane ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Select target.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. 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 Report. Yes, affirmative. Acknowledged.
Select target. Reinforcements
Affirmative.
have arrived.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting.
Acknowledged.
Agreed. Affirmative. Agreed.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Comrade. Acknowledged. Waiting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Report. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Waiting order. Reporting. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Waiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Vehicle reporting.
Spy plane ready. Unit ready.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Yes, sir. Comrade. Acknowledged. Comrade. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Waiting
Spy
on
plane
knowledge.
ready.
Comrade. Acknowledged. Report. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Affirmative.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Waiting affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Waiting order.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Select target.
Affirmative.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Report read. Ready and waiting. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very well. Yes, sir.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Waiting order. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Comrade. Affirmative. Waiting order. Yes, sir.
Prepare.
Waiting
Yes,
order. Affirmative. Comrade.
Unit
Acknowledged.
prepared.
Comrade. Yes, sir.
Spy plane
Reporting.
ready.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Select target. Preparing.
Report affirmative.
Unit prepared. Preparing. Unit prepared. Our base is under attack. Preparing. Unit prepared. Preparing. Unit prepared.
Comrade. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Waiting order.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Preparing.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Comrade. Affirmative.
Spy plane ready.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Our base
Affirmative.
is under attack.
Yes, affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Comrade, affirmative.
Select target. Reinforcements have arrived.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reporting. At once.
Yes, sir.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Spy plane.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Waiting order. Affirmative.
Reporting.
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Comrade. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative. Very well.
Reporting. Vehicle reporting.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Structure sold.
Yes, sir. Very well.
Yes, sir.
Very well.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Our
Reporting.
base is
Yes,
under
sir.
attack.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very well.
Spy plane.
Waiting
ready.
order.
Repairing.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Reporting. At once.
Awaiting orders.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. At once. At once.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting.
Reporting.
Unit lost.
Awaiting
Acknowledged.
orders. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes,
Comrade.
sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Reporting.
Vehicle reporting.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Waiting order.
Reporting.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Comrade.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Waiting order.
Ready.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Select target. Reinforcements have arrived.
Comrade.
Yes, sir. Agreed.
Awaiting orders.
Yes, sir. Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Very well.
Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Awaiting orders.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Reporting.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Comrade. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Awaiting acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Comrade. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Report.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Waiting
Affirmative.
acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged.
Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Spy plane ready.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Select target.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Vehicle report.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Comrade. Affirmative.
Repairing. Unit sold.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Building. Unit sold.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit
Yes,
ready.
sir.
Repairing.
Yes, sir.
Unit repaired.
Yes, sir.
Our base is under attack.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Repairing. Spy
Yes,
plane
sir.
ready.
Affirmative.
Unit repaired. Repairing.
Reporting.
Unit repaired. Repairing. Unit repaired. Repairing.
Yes, sir.
Unit repaired. Repairing. Unit repaired. Reinforcements have arrived.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Report agreed. Affirmative.
Unit
Waiting order.
repaired.
Affirmative.
Repairing.
Waiting order.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting at once.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Spy plane
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Select target.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Comrade. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Comrade. Affirmative. Waiting order. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Comrade. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Awaiting
Acknowledged.
orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting.
Comrade.
Awaiting acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Awaiting acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Comrade. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Reporting. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Vehicle report.
Acknowledge.
Acknowledge.
Waiting order.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge.
Select target.
Comrade.
Reinforcements
Affirmative.
have arrived.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Waiting order. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Waiting affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Yes, sir. Reporting. Affirmative. At once. Agreed. Very well. At once. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Awaiting
Acknowledged.
orders.
Building. Building.
Awaiting orders.
Strike lane ready. Construction complete. On hold. Building.
Vehicle affirmative.
Unit
Yes,
ready.
sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Waiting order.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Waiting order.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Waiting orders.
Unit lost.
Very well. At once.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Reporting.
Reporting.
Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Vehicle reporting.
Yes, sir. At once.
Yes, reporting.
Affirmative.
Comrade. Acknowledge.
Vehicle reporting.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Strike lane ready.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Select target.
Reporting. Awaiting
Acknowledged.
orders.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Vehicle affirmative.
Mission accomplished.